I'm sick of hearing the excuse that you can't work out at home because you don't have a pull-up bar. Because when I was a beginner, I didn't know like how you can train your back. But now I know because I've done 7 years of calisthenics, and I teach a bunch of clients that do train at home and work out their back and be able to do cool calisthenics pulling skills. And they have these bars, like you can get these for about 80 to 120 Australian off just like Amazon or whatever store. And the way that you want to start calisthenics, which by the way is just body weight exercises, is vertical and horizontal planes. So a vertical plane will be like you doing a pull-up, and then a horizontal plane is you doing a row, like this, right? So calisthenics, we have easy, medium, and hard progressions. And let's just start with vertical pull. I'm going to demonstrate them for you, and we're going to get cracking. So if you want to, follow along, you can. For the easy progression, we just have a chin-up hold. So you have this bar, and if you want to work out your back, just do a chin-up hold like this. You can do an L-sit. If you can't do an L-sit, do a tuck L-sit like this. And if that's too hard, you can just do single leg and bounce like that. Chin-up is going to be the best method because if you do pull-up, the balance is a little bit weird and you have to crunch your body like that. But it is doable. It's much more difficult on these lower bars, but you've got to make do with what you have. So lots of people, they have this all or nothing mindset when it comes to training, that you have to do things perfectly in order for you to start. But that is just stupid, because like the body, it doesn't realize the difference between like you grabbing a dumbbell, right, and doing rows like this, and then you going about on the bar and just doing this. The only thing that's changed is like your environment. So whether you do it in the gym or whether you do it at home. But going back onto the subject, so the chin-up hold, which will be an easy exercise. Then you have a medium exercise, which is your muscle-up negative. So what the muscle-up negative looks like is you do straight bar dip, and you come down slowly. And if you can do a muscle-up, then it will also be hard, but like I reckon the hardest progression you can do on these bars of vertical pulling is a one-arm chin-up hold. Basically, you're just like this, and you hold the bar with both hands, and then you just let go with one arm. Like that's harder than doing a muscle up on these bars. I can give it a shot without chalk. Let's try. But like, it's not like a full muscle up because you don't extend your arms fully. You're like this, so it's kind of easy. That's basically a muscle up. So here's another thing, right? If you want to, so most people, when they finish work, they have to change into their gym clothes. So most people, when they finish work, they have to change into their gym clothes. They have to drive 30 minutes to the gym, then they get warmed up just for the machine that they want to do to be taken. And then they have to drive 30 minutes in rush hour traffic back home. And as soon as they get back home, they have to prepare food, they have to get to bed, and then they have to go back to work the next day. But you compare that to someone that does calisthenics, that uses the body weight, that trains at home, using like the equipment over here, just like what I showed you with your chin-up holds as the easy exercise, with the muscle-up negatives as the medium exercise, and then like the one arm chin up hold for the hard one. Like while I'm resting, guess what you can do? You can actually walk out of the room like this, and let's say I got a meal prep for tomorrow and I want to make it like a sandwich or something. Then during my 3 minutes or 5 minutes of rest, I like grab like sauerkraut, bit of steak, bit of halloumi, do whatever you need with it, cook, and just clean the dishes and that kind of stuff. And then once the timer hits and it's time to train again, you just walk back into the living room, switch back onto training mode again, do your next set, and you just saved yourself so much time. And you gotta be realistic with this, because like, are you gonna stick to a routine if it's not gonna work with your lifestyle? Because sure, being in a gym is good and you can focus a lot and you can like get a good workout in, but if you're stuck in the position that you're in right now and you want to change, then obviously you have to try a different strategy, and this could be the breakthrough. I'm only telling you this because when I worked like 9 to 5 in a corporate sales job, I'd finish my job, come out of the city, and it takes an hour for me to get back home. There's no way I'm also gonna drive 10, 15 minutes to the gym, get warmed up, and then do my workout. I was just going straight home and just like doing sets, because if I waited like any longer, then I would have had to sacrifice my sleep and that kind of stuff. So that's definitely a no-no. With my clients as well, they all get awesome results and they all make physique changes, and they all have like a solid routine that they've been following for like 3-6 months, just training at home. Because once again, like the all or nothing mindset of having to use weights because it's like, you know, the most optimal for your back muscles is kind of stupid, in my opinion. What else is on my laptop? Okay, horizontal pull. Horizontal pull. So we've got easy, which is inverted rows, which is this. And you just want to think about retracting your back. So making sure it's like this instead of this. Because when you're doing rows in the gym, you don't grab dumbbells and you don't round your back like this and do rows, because that's just only using your forearms. You want to retract and then you want to row and try to get your elbows to go behind your body. Same concept with this. Like, pay attention to the way that I set it up. I retract like this, get my elbows behind my body and pull up like that. If that's too easy, you can step it up a little bit by putting your feet on a decline, and I will just push my hips up, retract, go like that. It's okay if the bar tilts as well. You can just like adapt to it. Medium, we'll be doing modified tuck rows, I reckon, because when you get rid of like your legs off the floor in calisthenics, it's become harder, kind of obvious, but most people don't realize that you can still do rows like so. And this is pretty challenging. You can't get full range of motion, but if you're combining this with inverted rows, like you do a superset, or you do this first and then you go into the inverted rows, then you can just maximize the full range of motion. And once again, just take imperfect action. Like if you do an exercise and it doesn't have all the key ingredients for you to like make gains in your back, for you to make progress towards a specific skill like front lever, then you do another exercise to fill in the gap. Of course, like dumbbells, if you don't have them at home, it's fine, but like you want to get like a good full range of motion back workout, then this is really optimal, and they're free weights, so you can like rotate them around. But what's like the cost of you not doing anything? You know, like you could be sitting on the couch and you're thinking, just because I don't have a gym and just because I don't have the equipment that is like optimal, I just sit here and I don't do a workout. But that's a pretty bad mindset to have. So if you're not training pulling exercises right now, this is what's going to happen. If you have this all or nothing mindset and you decide not to just imperfectly do bodyweight exercises at home, this is what's going to happen across 6 months. Your posture is going to be worse because you'll probably still want to do fitness, right? But you're just doing push-ups. And when you do push-ups a lot, your shoulders get round and they get really tight because your chest pulls your shoulder in. And so, of course, right now, you don't have bad posture, but in 6 months' time, if you're only doing push exercises, you're not doing any pull movements like this, then you're gonna be like that, pretty much. So let's also imagine the amount of progress that you'll make if you did stay consistent with this for 6 months. Because if you locked in and you trained the pull exercises that I showed you, I still haven't shown you the hard version of the horizontal pull, but let's say you did this consistently for 6 months, you'll make compounding progress. Like your progress will start off slow like this, but it'll go up like that. Now imagine if you turn back time and you just didn't put any effort into those 6 months at all. Your progress wouldn't be like this. It'll actually start to dip down because the more that you spend not doing anything, you actually dig yourself a deeper hole because you lose faith in yourself and your mindset has like a negative feedback loop. And when you do want to start and pick things up, now you're older, now you've probably gained more weight because you're working an office job and you're inactive, and you might not have time as well. You have more responsibilities. The bills are picking up. You have to drive the children to work because they've grown up and stuff. But yeah, it's not very pretty. So I'll show you the hardest horizontal pulling movement that you could do, just as as a hobbyist or someone that just wants to train. It will be like the front lever press, and I'll just show you it with the band, honestly, because we haven't even talked about bands. These are really handy tools. I'll make a completely separate video on it, but you get the band and you throw it over and you do this and boom, press like that. It's much harder than it looks, and trust me on this, I've trained calisthenics for the past 7 years, and in order for me to get like an entry level of front lever, which was that flat position before I pressed up, probably like 2 years worth of work, and I got quite a few injuries, like a bit of lat pain, and right now my clients, they get to the front lever in less than a year, and then they're able to do presses. So you've got to really weigh up the cost of inaction. So like, if you're not trying to work towards this, then what are you going to do in the meantime? Are you just going to sit on the couch and do nothing? Or are you just going to go to the gym where it doesn't suit your lifestyle and you're getting burnt out? That's what you got to weigh up. The third option is just training calisthenics and doing it imperfectly. So obviously don't start at the hardest level, start at the easiest level. I did rows as my first exercise, and I couldn't do any pull-ups. Maybe like 6 months later, I was able to do 8, 10 pull-ups because I trained consistently. And then I eventually got muscle-ups as well. But the front lever press, which I was able to do without a band after like 2.5 years of training, it really developed my lats. And if you look at like my my Instagram, or if you look at my YouTube and you like see the back muscles that I have, it's mainly because of front lever presses. Like weighted pull-ups do help, and weighted pull-ups do help, and gym exercises do help a little bit, but that like wrinkly kind of look in the back of the shoulder, it's the rear delts, and that's developed through rigorous front lever training, because I probably only do like 2 months of weight training in like per year. So if I was to just, I don't know, yeah, most of the aesthetics I have is just from calisthenics. See if we've covered everything. Let's just do a little bit of recap. So for your vertical pulling exercises, the easiest variation will be the chin up hold. The medium exercise that you want to do will be the muscle up negative. And then a really hard exercise for vertical pull is your one arm chin up. And then for horizontal pull, easy one is inverted rows, and if you want to, you can put your feet up, and then it will be the modified front lever rows, and then what I just showed you was the banded front lever press. Okay, and honestly, just look at where you are in life at the moment. Are you someone that goes to the gym but you really hate it because it wastes so much of your time? You could benefit from doing calisthenics, because as I showed you before, you do your workouts here, then you go in the kitchen, do whatever you have to do, play with the kids, talk to your wife, and then boom, you're done. Or are you the person right now that is able to do calisthenics and you can get this equipment, but you decide not to start because you want to do things perfectly? But the truth is, you shouldn't wait for things to be perfect. You should just do them and just adapt along the way, because it's that frustration in that imperfect action which leads to progress. And even though the exercises are not optimal, if you just supplement it with other movements that do make the movement whole and complete, then you're going to be in a really good position. Okay? And if you decide to not do anything today, things are not going to be exponentially better. In fact, they're going to be exponentially worse. You're never just in like a perfect equilibrium. If you're not going to do it, then it's going to do you. Like your posture is going to be bad, and you're going to like dig this mental hole, and it's going to be much harder to start once you do decide to start. And who knows, it might not even be 6 months before you start. It might be when you first have to go to the physio because you pulled your back doing something bad because your posture was off, that you do begin to do calisthenics. You wouldn't want that. But other than this, like if you want advice and you want like this to be in a blueprint, this is exactly what I do with my clients. Watch my other videos. I should overlay it in this YouTube video, or you can just go in the description below and shoot me a message and I'll show you exactly what that's like. Like, I'm a friendly guy, man. Just DM me. I'll sort you out. But hopefully this video helped. Like and subscribe. Thank you.